All right. Let's save some money and manage our finances. I'm going to show you how to use this finance tracker. So you can go ahead and check out the steps I've outlaid here, and you can also use this video as a resource while I walk through a demonstration of how I personally use it to copy and paste my bank transactions into this tracker so that we can sort them into what your wants are, your needs, your savings, your investments. It's pretty comprehensive, but I also try to keep it as simple as possible. So first thing you want to do is open the tracker from your computer, which hopefully you're watching this on the computer, not on your phone. So you're going to set a savings goal. When you go into the savings tracker tab and let's just say $1,000 by January 23rd, 2026. Okay, so now you want to download your bank transactions. So go to your bank account. We're going to start with your checking account. You want to do an audit of your last month's spending. So how you can download your transactions if you've never done it before. Here's a screenshot of a Scotiabank account. Basically, you can go and hit the sort button. There should be some button that says sort of some kind, and then set it so you want for last month. You want to download that as an Excel file. So you go to your downloads and you click and open. If for whatever reason you can't open an Excel file on your computer, if you don't have Excel or for whatever reason, you can also go create a Google Drive account if you don't have that already, and you can drag that download, that Excel file downloaded right into your Google Drive. That will allow you to open it using Google Sheets. So you're just going to right click on your file you just put in your Google Drive. You're going to go open with Google Sheets. And now that you've got that open, you're going to copy and paste all of this data because you want to get this into your finance tracker. So you're going to go over, we're on step 4, paste your data, and you want to put that into this blank sheet so that it's nicely in your finance tracker. And then after you pasted it, we want to go and start to sort that data. So you're going to create a filter, which is step 5. You can create a filter by highlighting all the data and then going data, create a filter. All right. Just want to check in for a second. So we're about to sort the data. The reason we're trying to do this is because we need to get our debit transactions into our debit outflow portion of the tracker, because we want to know what did I spend using my debit card, where did my money go using my debit. So you'll be able to go and categorize all of your different transactions when we get there. So just going back right into the checklist, we're going to delete, or we're sort the data by description. So we go here and we're going to go description and sort. Step 7 is we want to delete redundant columns. So now that we've sorted that by description, we want to delete all the columns that we don't need, which is going to be this one. And yours will look different, but we don't need the debit. We basically just want to have this down to date, description, and amount. This subdescription helps to give some context, so we're going to keep this for a little bit longer before we get rid of it. Step 8, we want to remove transfers and non-spending items. So anything that isn't actually a transaction, or anything that's not an expense or an income, we want to get rid of. So for example, this credit card bill, that's a transfer we paid. We're going to expense that in another place, so we're just going to go ahead and delete that. And we want to delete these other transfers because they're not expenses or income. So we're going to go ahead and delete all of these because we're trying to clean up the data so we can copy it into our debit outflows tab. Note that I do want to keep these 2 transfers because when I open that up, you can see that this is a transfer from checking to savings. So we're putting money into our savings account, which we want to keep track of, and we also want to keep track that we put money into our investment account, our TFSA. You don't need to do investing. I just wanted to have it here for the people that do invest. So every other transaction here is either an expense or income. So we can go ahead and sort by amount this time. and that's going to help distinguish our what's going out to what's coming in. So we can go and delete this description column because it's not serving us anymore. So now we are left with our 3 columns, which when we look at the income section, all that matters is date, the description, and the amount. So we go back and we look at our sheet here. We've got date, description, and amount. And we want to copy and paste our income into our income inflow section. Copy and paste. And just a quick, I'm just going to undo that actually. I just know the keyboard shortcut, undo that. And if you want to keep the formatting, you go paste special, values only. And there we go. You can make a note on this. So this is in the description here. This won't be, because it was a sample description, I added that myself. That won't be in the banking description. So you're going to want to probably add your own note. I made this up, so that's why it's kind of a little bit different. But the bank will have some probably target or just nonsense that they'll have in here that you'll recognize a little bit of, that you can tell what the description is. So then you want to go and categorize this as this side hustle is the self-employment income, and then we want to put the employment income, and you want to make sure you put the month on it. The month is for September. And there we go. The income is done. So now we want to go back to the blank sheet, and we want to now copy and paste our expenses into the debit outflow, because now we want to see, okay, well, where did our money go that we spent on debit? And we've got that in there. Now you can go through and note this stuff if you want. It's going to open that column up so you can see a little bit better. We want to go through and categorize all of these different items. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. As I walk through this, this is a good opportunity to look at the different descriptions. So the idea is you want to see, what do I need? What is like, what expenses can I not save? Like, I can't cut those any further. Those are your needs. So rent is a need. And you can use this reference. I have these definitions here. So would cutting this expense hurt my health, safety, or ability to work? Yes, if I cut rent, I don't have a roof over my head. So that's no good. I just realized that this is actually junk. I'm going to delete this column because this is a junk transaction, that it was just a transfer between accounts. I wasn't saving it or investing it, so I'm going to get rid of it. The car company pre-authorized payment. So that is also going to be a need. I saved $300 to my savings account. So that's going to be savings. My student loan, that is my debt. And again, I mean, those are pretty obvious. The biggest things to get that are kind of the gray area is the wants from the development. So development is anything that helps you grow your skills, character, or income potential, and it helps you build future capacity, opportunities, or income streams. So just ask yourself these questions, and you'll see when you get to the reporting at the end why this all like kind of comes together. So same thing, car insurance. That is going to be a need. You need insurance. I'm just going to skip through these. Once you've categorized all your debit outflows here, make sure you make a note for if it's important to you that you remember what you did, because they won't be like as obvious as these fictional ones or fictitious, or however you say that in the description here. Make sure you go and put in the month. So these are September transactions. I just like to copy and paste these. You can go through and click every one and go like September or whatever, but it's easy to copy and paste. Okay, so those, I missed a few coming back here, but we removed all of the transfers and non-spending. We logged our income, we logged our expenses. The next step basically is to redo this for, you're gonna go back and download your credit transactions. You're going to put it in the credit outflows tab. You're going to go, if you have a joint account with any partner, you're going to also want to do that with your joint account and then put that in here. I just want to note that in the debit section, if the transactions have a negative, sometimes they won't have a negative in front of them. If they just, so you know, the negative here, if it's a positive, you can put it there. And then that way, it's going to keep everything in absolute terms, meaning it's going to keep it positive. Because if you put the negatives in this column, it's going to throw off the formula. So when we go over to the financial dashboard here, you're going to see that all this data is changing. We've got our savings bar because we saved that $300. This is why it's important to put in that that savings goal at the beginning. I didn't put my investing goal in, so I'm just going to go back really quick and put in an investment goal. Again, you don't have to invest. I'm just doing it for the sake. So let's just say our goal is 1,000 and whatever. We're just going to say December 26th, 2026. And we go back to our dashboard, and now you can see that our goal is 1,000. We've invested 100 just because we did that in our last month. So that's how you clean up your bank transactions and input them into the tracker. Quickly going through, so the savings tracker, it's going to show you every month. So September we save 300, it's going to add that all up for you. Make sure if you have any previous savings before you start using this spreadsheet that you enter it here. You'll see that if you enter $1,000 for previous savings here, that it will be added to your current savings. That's important if you want that to be tracked. And also, if you withdraw any money from your savings account, make sure you put that here because, again, it will take out of your current savings, which will affect your financial dashboard and your current savings. Just looking through the dashboard really quick, this is going to be giving you a snapshot. It's kind of like your dashboard on a car. It tells you how fast you're going, gives you other important information. So how much unallocated income you have, you can read all of these things, but this just gives you a high level idea of kind of like your financial snapshot. And everything I've tried to make as self-explanatory as possible, so I'll keep this video shorter as possible. Just give all of these a read because these are important. I guess if you want to have like key performance indicators getting all businessy on you in like your life or your finances specifically, this is kind of showing you what you're doing. Like the big things to look at are the lifestyle spending ratio. Like this is like for every dollar that you earn, how much of that are you spending just like to live your lifestyle versus like what's available left to save or invest. Another nice thing you can do is you can just go look at your income summary. So it's going to tell you breakdown every month, how much you made. So we just entered it in September. Tells you how much you made employment income versus that. And then it's going to give you your totals for the year. Same thing with your outflow summary. So it's going to show you every month a little bit closer look, precise look at like what you're spending on, needs versus wants versus blah, blah, blah. Again, you got your annual totals over here. And then you can do a full cash flow summary, which is really important because every month you can see, like for September, you made $4,800 after deductions. You spent this, so this was basically what was left over. Quick note here that I also included savings and investments in the outflows. So if you invest, that's coming to your outflows, so it's kind of taken away for what's left because you've already spent it. This is basically the unallocated money. If we look back at the financial dashboard, so it was like 1,100 and change. You've made 48.78, so it's about 23%. You got to put like either save it or spend it or do something with it. But like you should try to do something with it productive. So that's it. There's a lot of information to cover. I hope I didn't overcomplicate anything for you. But I'm JD Sterne. I'm a realtor here in Muskoka, and I'm really trying to focus on making amazing resources for first-time home buyers and try to be that person that I wish I had kind of when I was buying my first house to have provided these resources for me. So anyways, I hope this was helpful, and please connect with me. I got my contact information at the bottom here. If you have any questions or you see any bugs in the spreadsheet that you want to report. So thanks so much, and I hope to hear from you.